We're breaking down anything and everything Utica City FC related. This is the Keeper's Corner podcast with your hosts, Matt Sterling and Brandon Brooks. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Keeper's Corner podcast. What was that face for? Yeah. This game, this has been a fun night for us.
3.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Remember how I said that I didn't have to resize either one of us?
Okay, fix that. Fix that.
Now I do.
Fix that. We kind of missed the entire first quarter, but
doozy.
Yeah, because my computer decided it wanted to not computer. I don't know how else to put it.
Says you.
I know.
Computer
this was my computer deciding that it didn't want a computer. Like,
oh, good.
I don't know how else to put it.
The technical difficulties up until this point were not my fault.
Come on, there we go.
Yeah, I was watching, Steve, like, it was basically just sprinting back and forth down the field, which, out of the two teams, it's probably the worst for us.
I spent way too long with things hooked up to the laptop trying to get
the weekend ahead, personally.
Video from our last live flipped over into audio. Am I like too quiet? Is just Brandon audio out of sync?
It's probably just me. I'm trying to refresh the source. That's why you're going to see me flicker. I'm just refreshing it, stopping and starting it. If that doesn't work, I will...
Once again, onto the breach we go. That's fine.
Or updating things. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to remove myself and re-add.
Chat is disabled. Well, at least we could use our chat for chat for the game. If you're watching there, just trying to listen to us.
Now I take up the whole screen.
This has been...
Everything is only me.
Yeah, I was really hoping to knock out Baltimore, recap of the first quarter, talk Chihuahua in the second, and then second half get a little goofy. Look, at least we're doing it just on YouTube for a small audience and not like a national stage to show off the best of our league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just not allowed to do any fun.
I was finishing up the last thing to put out the audio on that.
Yeah, we don't have standards when it comes to broadcasting.
For those don't know, this past week for upstate New York here has been
broadcasting. We would like to put out a good product. We try.
Very
do.
Unfriendly weather-wise.
Technology these past few times have not.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, really? You don't say. Do I sound any better, by the way? I'm noticing that the picture that I have, the thing of me, is a little less delayed, so I'm hoping it's better.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, this week
Is
has
it
been
both of
terrible.
us or just him?
I literally spent 2.5.
That's gonna be.
I spent 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Let's see
It
if
was
that
like
helps, because they'll
7:30
see
to
the chat
10:30
faster than they'll see the audio because of
Wednesday
the.
evening, Tuesday
Just
evening.
Brandon. Okay.
Audio's the same.
That makes no sense. Oh, come on. Gee, come.
Just me. And
No, I
mine's
don't
the
want to watch
local
this in
one.
480p. I mean, if I was watching an old broadcast, maybe, sure, but not one in 2025.
Oh, maybe. Maybe now? Maybe. Oh, come on. You
Try
don't want
something.
to watch it like you're watching
Okay.
it on old tube TV?
So we could always pause and restart the broadcast if you need to. Or we could just give up at this point. And then we'll cover a whole lot of games next week, or the heck was that? So how do we feel about Utica forgetting how to score again? For those of you in chat, because 0-0 game this far into it. Not looking good. Come on, Nate. Carry it. Carry it. Don't just let Calvin try to do everything. Okay.
Come on, Calvin. Now that I've turned my audio back on, I replugged in my microphone.
That's funny, because I'm picking you up. Come on, me. Oh. Oh, my Lord. Guys.
Oh, good. My microphone's not even being picked up. Awesome!
Dantas.
Yeah, I know you
I still
are.
feel bad we got cut off.
I got the source.
Like that
I could
Dantas
literally see my source. Oh. My God, my audio is so bad.
You want to try something dumb? Okay. I'm going to close out the game on that.
Thanks
My phone's plugged in, so I could watch it on there.
It's still my audio.
And then I guess I'm gonna
30
try
seconds
OBS
off.
from my side. I don't know if you can pause the stream or if you have to stop on your side. Why do I have 4 instances of Skype open? I have one, but on my task manager it says 4.
I just get end broadcast. Why do you have 4 instances of Skype open? Different.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah, we're right back
Just came
to
right back.
live.
I opened up OBS and it's like, you need to do a update because it's been a while. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I click that. And all of a sudden Skype just,
is as
bye-bye,
as you
coming back.
restarted the call. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I had Skype set up in my OBS as well. It's not like we're missing anything in the game. They can't score. The other team can't score.
I'm curious now. Let's check the thing.
This may be a old school kind of episode where you and I just talk offline at this point. Okay.
Oh, good God.
Well, let's see. OBS is almost installed here.
So I'm trying different settings that I normally wouldn't do.
Right. Okay,
it looks like my audio is synced up.
Okay.
Well, I sound like I should be a, oh man. I forget what they're called.
An automaton? Twonky?
A Dalek. Sound like it should be a Dalek. Yeah.
You never watched Doctor Who, but I've been pronouncing that wrong in my head the whole time.
Let me see if I can re-plug in my microphone. If maybe it's just a loose connection. I did move my stuff around. Exterminate.
Well, Brandon, we're trying to work on this technical stuff. We're going to also kind of try to talk Baltimore. I'm recording in Skype, so I think I hit record in Skype. Now that I rebooted it. Nope, hold on. Let's After all these technical difficulties, welcome to this edition of the Keeper's Corner podcast. I think we're still good to go, right, Brandon? I hope.
Oh, are you there?
I'm here. Are you there?
Can you
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How we doing elsewhere? And everything good in the chat? You guys having a good night? Wow. Okay. Don't know how we got that foul, but sure. Come on, Panal, get back up. Your sarcasm is not appreciated there, Missy.
I'm just sitting here eating ice cream. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Did you want ice cream?
No, I didn't. I'm good. Ooh. Oh, it's down to us. It's down to Panal. All right, I closed it out. So now...
Yeah, I sound awful, but I don't. I think it's something with the plug-in and not my microphone at this point, because I've unplugged the mic on this side. I've unplugged it from my Go XLR, and I've unplugged my Go XLR and replugged it back in for my computer. So
all right, well,
I'm at least not out of sync anymore. Yeah, it's just I am Dalek.
See?
Exterminate. That is so
There you go.
loud.
Thanks, Keeper.
Anyway, all right, I guess we're going to try our best to do this as we can. And I got the audio on my end, so we'll
clean it up in post.
Yeah, I can always cut the YouTube recording, sync it up with our audio down here, and start from the beginning. So we'll take it from the top. And a 5, and a 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to a technical issued problem of the Keeper's Quarter podcast.
We are a technical
We're having
issue.
about as much success as Utica's offense during this Harrisburg game. And we will be talking and reacting to it as it goes on. We're both watching. But we still need to recap that Baltimore game. We ran out of time during the All-Star game. And then we got Chihuahua this weekend.
We ran out of time for a lot of things.
So, all right. Brandon, 8-3 win. It was a big one right before the break. The team had some time off. Ooh, come on. But they looked good. Like, that was the team that I was expecting to see at the start of the season.
Yes. It was a much-needed win against a team that last season we did well against, and then this season we struggled against. Like it or not, Baltimore's a good team this season. They're much better than they were last season. And so because of that, they have been difficult to contend with. And we needed this win just so that we could at least not go winless at home against them. Like, we definitely needed that.
Yeah, hopefully we can split the last two at their place, but it is. That's for the future when we get to those and see what the roster looks like, how injuries and everything shakes out by then. So for now, we'll just focus on this 8-3 victory. Very, very good defensive performance. Brandon, do you have a stat that tells the story?
Well, it's a different stat than this one. What? God, it's been so long since I've watched that game. Holy moly. And now you're asking me questions too? Yeesh. Sogs. I'll just go with Sogs. No, I don't. No, oddly enough, the Sogs do actually line up with the score if you really look at it. But, I think the one thing, I don't know.
There you go.
I wish that they had other stats for this. Like, I know we've talked about this before, and, the biggest thing for me was that, like you said, this was a very good defensive showcase for us. We really were able to hold them back well in this game. And so, yes, you could say goalkeeping, but in reality, this wasn't a goalkeeping affair. Literally, they both, actually, oddly enough, they both had the exact same save percentage. So, looking at it that way, the fact that Andrew literally only had to make 8 saves and only actually made 5.
Better touch.
The fact that he only had to make 8 saves, that tells me how much the defense was doing in this game. So if I had to pick a stat, it's that one. That's the one that emphasizes the defensive effort on this game. Is the fact that Andrew barely had to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And
according to the stat sheet.
He had some big saves, absolutely. We talked about those at the game, as you and I were watching. But, no, you look at the box score, and it's not just Andrew saves. It is that Utica outshot Baltimore 23-13. Like, both of those are pretty... 23 shots in a game is fairly low. 13 on goal is just defensive domination.
Yeah.
It's a great sign. We talk about this team defensively being better than they have been. And they just need to clean up that offense.
I still attribute a lot of that to Juan. I said it in our interview with him, like, when he gets the ball, it's like a weight comes off, and it's just like, he's got this. I still think that, like, and I will continue to think that because it so far continues to be true. Like, I think that not just him though. I mean, the defense has really been stepping it up, and I like what I see.
Do you take his cornrows out?
Mm-hmm.
Threw me off there. I thought it was Ronnie, but he had Gio's number.
Yeah, Ronnie's out, so according to the announcer. And I didn't think I saw him on the stat sheet either.
I haven't really checked that between wanting to throw this computer into the ocean and everything else. But yeah, so we're going to give the credit on this one, especially on the stats, to the defense. Play that changed the game. Ooh, not a...
That goal, that's what changed the game. Because it made something happen in 30 minutes.
Yeah, one goal. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, Andy, there's a game right now. Literally, they are playing in Harrisburg right at this moment.
That's just a good shot, but
it is.
He cleans it up. I think Steven should have picked that one off, though. It went off his foot right to was it Harris there, and then he collected it on the rebound after that.
See, here's what I see in that instance. You have Babukar diving for the ball. What's everyone else
standing
doing?
There, watching the ball?
Watching the ball. Watching this happen. That's... Man, we go back to the ball watching.
Right back to the ball watching and slow starts.
Yep. Very slow for 30 minutes of soccer.
So back to that play that changed the game in the Baltimore game. I'm going to credit it to Nilton's second goal that made it 5-2, where he was assisted by Coughlin.
Oh, yes.
This is right after they got it to 4-2, and then Baltimore came out overly aggressive. And I said, I turned to you, I don't know if you remember this, I turned to you, said, this is either going to get really out of hand or they're going to tie it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they opened it up, I'm like, oh, it's getting at least a 6-2.
I was going to say, I thought mine was literally the very next one because we were able to get 2 scores in 40 seconds. I mean, we don't get that very often for us. We've had it in the past, years past, and we've had it happen against us, but we have not been able to do those quick succession scores this season. And in this case, we were able to get 2 of them, both of which from Nilton. So, actually, yeah, we're talking about the... no, I'm sorry. One was Nilton, one was Calvin. I was looking at the wrong one. So mine was literally... That was the one that changed it for me. Was like, all right, this is done and dusted.
Yeah, it's a good, big fourth quarter there. But I guess that brings us to what needs to change coming out of that one, and I think we're seeing it. We said it the week before. We're going to say it after this one, and we're going to say it again tonight. This team has to start faster.
Yes.
I mean,
yet again, it's one of those things where it doesn't feel like we can play, 60 minutes of soccer.
Yeah, we had that first quarter against Baltimore. It was 1-0. It was a game that back and forth in the first quarter. Utica got unlucky, couldn't find the net. Some great goalkeeping by Julian.
Yep.
Second quarter, unlike the last time they played Baltimore, they kept up that pressure. They kept things looking good, and it paid off. When they came out, Baltimore had a little more oomph to them. They brought it back close, 3-2, and it took that fourth quarter with some adjustments and Baltimore pressing for Utica to crack it open. Ugh. All right, so what's Baltimore or Harrisburg challenging here?
That was funny seeing your ears, your backs, your green screen being used in the bottom of your cup
Really?
there.
I got some Mountain Dew. Hold on. We go to Skype and see. Oh, that's cool. I got an invisible glass. No, I don't. And now
it lives, and now it's gone.
Just kind of like the microphone that disappears and comes back.
they had to reboot their display there. I saw that.
They're still doing better than us right now. What are they challenging?
Kickball.
Or challenging for the takedown there? Is that Utica challenging? No, Harrisburg challenged something. So what are they challenging? Handball? Where?
What? Like, are they saying that he got it when he was trying to slide for it?
Are they saying too many men?
Wait,
Something about trying to get Cisse off. Oh, you can see someone poke in and then step out really quick in the back corner. They were starting to go 6 attacker and then didn't.
yeah, there's no video evidence now.
You can't tell if Cisse's off or not, but you watch the 6 attacker come sprinting back. Think they're going to say no, I guess? I don't know.
I don't have the audio on just because,
I have it very faintly.
Because mine will come across the thing for sure.
Or headphones. All right.
Yeah.
The halftime there, 1-0. Not a great look so far.
We're due for 30 minutes of
soccer. Yeah, maybe. Brandon, do you have anything else you want to talk about on this Baltimore game for like things that needed to change besides that slow start? Or you just go take the play a whole game because they're both kind of.
Yeah, because it wasn't like we didn't do. It's not like we didn't do good in the first half and then did good in the second half. It was literally like what I think it was episode. I want to say it was like quarter 2 and 4. Like 2 and 4, we talked about it during the game. Those were good, but 1 and 3 were lackluster. So.
Any positive takeaways? Hey, we beat Baltimore. We're catching up in the standings.
Challenge denied. That's kind of what I figured because there wasn't enough evidence in the challenge in the video to actually overturn.
Yeah, you couldn't see if Cisse was still on or not.
Yeah, that's kind of their own fault, I guess.
Because you never can, because none of these arenas actually have enough angles.
Right.
Honestly, you should probably have 1 at midfield on either side, 1 in every corner, and then 2 above the goals.
I think all the refs should have cams. Listen. WWE does it. They've got a little camera that's shoved in their ear. Not even kidding. Like they have a ref cam.
Hey, you know what?
We have a ref cam.
It's do what you gotta do, I guess, to make it appear legitimate.
Yeah. I don't have anything more specific in the Baltimore game. We just I want to see 60 minutes, even 45. As long as we play like 1-3-4 or 2-3-4 or 1-2-4. Like if we can do that, get 45 minutes, let's work our way up. Maybe we're asking.
It's not even that like I expect them to win every quarter, but don't just look dead out there for a quarter at a time.
Yeah, agreed.
like you said, positive takeaways, catching up. We beat Baltimore for the first time, defended home turf. It was a good note going into the bye week. We've officially played 12 games for the season.
Yep, we snapped their almost 10-game winning streak because they were at 9, so they were almost at double digits.
And then they lost in overtime at Ontario. Or Empire.
Yes, they did.
I mean, technically,
it's still Ontario, California.
Yeah.
So it's just the Inland Empire.
Yeah, let me tell you. So, one of my listen tos while I'm at work or driving to work is a podcast about just awful people, like small people that are trying to ruin everyone's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Weird Little Guys, and I've had a couple times where I'm like, oh, I was not, if I had a nickel for every time a place that hosts MASL games showed up as just a quick little footnote, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Like they're like, yeah, and this Nazi rally that took place in Oceanside, California, and I'm like, well, I know where that is.
Yeah,
like,
really.
And this guy was the head of a chapter of a white supremacist organization at Towson University, and I went, oh, I know where that is. I've been there. Ugh, weird. All right. Halftime for them. Chihuahua games for us. Big weekend. But first, obviously, they got to take care of business in Harrisburg. You can't drop this one coming out of 10 days off.
Yeah, please don't. This is a good warm-up game for this weekend. Get the kinks out now. Be ready this weekend.
Chihuahua, 14-3, top of the board, 40 points. 12 of their wins have come in regulation. They've scored 149 goals compared to giving up 81, but they've also played 17 games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've got a lot of games under their belt.
God, I hate that soccer's new turf so much.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can't believe we're going to have the playoffs on that. It's just going to be like, well, here's a blinding light in front of each goal.
Don't forget about the drone.
The drone. Did they get the net up yet, or is that still on order?
I don't remember seeing it when I watched that. When I watched the
I caught the back end of it. It was already like 5-2 at that point.
Yeah.
But
actually, there was a lot of surprises this past week. If you think about it, Milwaukee lost to Texas.
Yeah.
Baltimore lost to Empire. Baltimore wasn't this past weekend, but Baltimore lost to us. Chihuahua took a loss, a pretty decent loss in San Diego.
Well, I've talked about this for a couple of years now. Chihuahua is very different away from home. So is Baltimore. Both of those teams are undefeated on their home turf. They're a combined 8-5-1 away from it.
Yeah. They're a different team when they're not on the smaller field, and I'm not complaining about the small. I mean, I've complained enough about the smaller fields. Yeah. There's nothing we can do about it. Basically, at this point, the best attitude is deal with it. And I'm just
make every field a smaller field.
Yeah,
take away that advantage.
Shrink them all. It might honestly be easier to shrink them than it would be to try and make that one bigger.
But they're back-to-back champions for a reason.
Yes, they are. Don't get me wrong, they're good.
I guess we should throw this out there. Since we didn't get a chance to do our predictions before this, but you and I got it in our chat. I had Utica 6-4, you had Utica 8-4.
Yeah,
and I got the point off the last win, so we are 6-6 at this point.
No, so this is the tiebreaker for the moment. And I think I predicted wrong.
Chihuahua, though, just deep team. Pope Hernandez, 18 points in 13 games. Brian Macias, 18 points, 16 games. Jaime Alejandro Romero, 19 points, 16 games. Hugo Puentes, 24 points in 14 games. And then sitting atop, and I believe he's second in the league in goals, is Jorge Rios. He has 36 points in 16 games.
I was going to say, this weekend, you've kind of got the battle of the leaderboard going on here, because you're literally got Rios and Oliveira battling for the top spot for goals and points. I mean, they're literally going to be fighting for the top of the scoreboard, the leaderboard, and scoreboard.
Yeah, and standings wise, we're getting close here. Utica has a lot of games to play.
Yes, we're literally halfway through.
We have the most games to play out of anyone in the league, and a very short amount of time to do it in.
Yeah, which isn't great. Hence this weekend with 3 games.
Well, hence why Coughlin's out for a personal reason tonight. I believe he's, if I remember the Insta stories right, he's celebrating his wife's birthday.
Yeah, which is totally fair. These guys have personal lives too. Like
he and Harrisburg, if you're gonna send someone out to try see how your backup keeper is, a team that's 2-10-1 isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, it's the time to do it.
There's no Nelson. Logan's still out with injury.
No Ronnie.
No Gordy.
Nope, no Gordy. You have, I think this is his first game.
Silva playing his first one.
Manny Silva is playing his first game. I probably butchered his name, but that's how it's spelled, so that's how I said it. Yeah, I mean, Belliard, Woods, Gio, Calvin, Milton, Isak, Jace, Cole, Nate, Vinny, Juan, Penal, Manny, and Rashad. I definitely saw Amadi out there.
Yeah, Amadi's out there.
I knew he was there. So it's a different roster out there today.
Oh, that's weird.
And Abukar, of course. Can't take him out of the Abukar and
Andrew Taylor up from the M2 team.
Andrew Taylor. Yep.
Which that M2 team, I mean, we'll have to see if we ever get any call-ups from there. But there's a couple of Utica guys that have been playing down there and just making life miserable for anyone playing Krajisnik.
Yeah, they're definitely making life difficult for some of those teams.
We haven't seen Ricky this year. Ricky Orozco. He's got 24 points in 5 games.
Yep.
19 assists. And if you've listened to this show for any number of years, I'm a sucker for somebody that can run an offense and find other shots for other people.
Yep.
Amadi, who started to make an impact up here, has 17 goals and 3 assists in 5 games. Silva, who's making his debut tonight, 10 goals, 4 assists in 5 games.
Yep.
He was our second-round draft pick this year. Hamada, a.k.a. Yogi. 4 goals, 4 assists in 5 games. Toy, who came up for a game, 4 goals, 3 assists, 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
First-round draft pick, Ramazani Juma, 4 goals and an assist. Isak's only played 1 game down there, but he had a goal in it.
Yep.
And then Andrew Taylor has started all their games. 676 save percentage, 2.87 goals allowed.
Yeah, it's definitely, I understand that it's a different league, but those are still good stats.
When he's faced 37 shots in 5 games,
yeah,
that is ridiculous for defense.
Yeah, that's some real good. That's
so okay. Well, we'll have to see who else comes up.
We got way off topic, by the way. We were about to talk the
Chihuahua
game, and we started talking
M2
about the roster.
I got thrown off just watching the broadcast for this one, and former San Diego Soccer from way back in the day before we were following the league, as well as the coach for the Empire Strikers last year. We're talking about too many teams, and they're just all blending together. Paul Wright is in attendance at Harrisburg and has joined the broadcast. Wonder what brings him east.
Yep. Well, it's not the weather.
Are you sure? Just because we've crossed 221 inches for the season, which is our snowiest winter since 2008 and 9 in Boonville, and we're less than 9 inches away from having the snowiest winter since the turn of the century.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can. I don't see us not getting that at this point, considering it's only February.
I love seeing the comments on it where the old heads are like, this is normal. It's like, this hasn't happened in almost 20 years. It may have been normal 40 years ago, but it's not anymore.
It was normal when I was a kid. Like, this is the kind of winters I remember. But I'm not that old, before anybody says it. I'm not that old.
Holy notifications. Yep, I know it's 1-0 then. Yes. Thank you, Utica.
Chihuahua.
They look good.
Definitely has deep team. Yes, they have a very deep team.
They're
a lot of scary talent. Battle of the leaderboards. What are we thinking?
This is a chance for Utica to do what they should do. And take advantage of a team that doesn't play as well on the larger turfs. Mm-hmm. I think we get a split this weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I would consider a successful weekend. Anything more than 3 points is fantastic. If you get 2 points, I'm going to be a little disappointed. You got to get at least 3.
Yeah, I would really want to see 3 points myself. I was actually trying to see who they lost against.
I would get back and that's the one that he gave up. I thought the game already started. I glanced back.
They lost twice in Front Wave against San Diego and once in Kansas City. So the battle of the blue turf. They lost in San Diego, blue turf. They lost in Kansas City on the blue turf. We have to complete the trifecta. At least one of the nights. Probably Saturday, because Sunday I get the feeling there's going to be some tired legs. After it being the third game in 3 days, 4 days, technically. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some tired... Andrew Taylor's playing.
Okay.
Pretty sure they're swapping.
Yeah, that's not number 42 headed to the net. That's
So nice. We're splitting time with those guys. I like that.
As long as things don't get out of hand.
Of course. But anyway, yeah, I think if we're gonna win a game, it's gonna be Saturday. Sunday's gonna be, I think, a little bit more difficult. Yeah. But I do completely agree with you. I think this is going to be a split at best, and at worst. My hopeful worst case scenario would be something like a 1 point weekend. At least get a point from them. But yeah, what do you want to do? Predictions for both nights, or just one and one? I think both makes sense.
I think if we just say which one,
Okay.
what we think the winning score will be, and what we think the losing score will be, since we're both agreeing on a split here.
Yeah. So I think the winning night's going to be Saturday, in my opinion. And it's going to be something like I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to have to be very defensive. But I think we get some goals off on both sides.
There we go,
Calvin. Finally. Oh, okay. 6-5 is what I'm thinking. 6-5 the first night. I was even thinking of 5-4, honestly, but I figured a little bit higher. Sunday. Again, I'm thinking 3 games in a short period of time against a team that we feel sometimes can run for 8 quarters at times, even on the big fields. And I'm thinking like a 10-5 Chihuahua on Sunday. Like, I've seen what they've done to us in the past at home on their turf, and I've also seen what they can do. I've seen what they've done to a lot of people. The 21-something game on their turf sticks out in my head against Tacoma. Now, granted, they weren't like up to par for that game, but that one just sticks out in my memory. So I'm going 10-5 for the second game.
Well, I'm going to go opposite directions. I'm saying Chihuahua wins the first one, but I'm going to say they win it 5-4. It's going to be tight. I'm just looking at the way they play against teams back to back, and you got Texas where they did a 14-6 and a 13-2. Like, they beat them pretty soundly back to back games. But then they played St. Louis back-to-back, and it went from a 6-goal game to one where St. Louis blew it in the final couple minutes to lose 11-9.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then they played Dallas back-to-back.
Yeah, because we thought that a certain someone was like, St. Louis or ambush? Wow. And then all of a sudden, 2 goals.
Nice.
I wonder who said that.
So then a week later, they played Dallas back-to-back. And they took the first one 14-2. But then Dallas hung around 9-7.
Okay.
And they played Empire back-to-back. And they trounced Empire 11-5.
Yes,
And then they won 6-5. So it seems like Chihuahua just kind of runs out there with the same strategy in back-to-back games. And the other teams adjust, and Chihuahua doesn't. Like, their talent carries them in game 2.
I was going to say, a lot of the time, I mean, that team doesn't need to make a lot of adjustments.
And I mean, on big fields, they scored.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay, we got ourselves.
Dantas.
We got ourselves a goal.
Let's go.
So again, back-to-back goals for Utica, 2-1.
Was that a golazo?
No, not really a golazo.
Or not a golazo, but I was like, that wasn't. For some reason, in my mind, I'm like, Wallace Cora. I'm like, no, that was pretty.
No, he threaded the needle through 4 defenders, lower 90 far post.
Oh, Vinny.
All right, I'm going to say this. So when we talked to him, I'll be honest, I know we got rushed at the end. My brain kind of froze because he is so soft-spoken compared to what I was expecting. And, like, it's almost a Clark Kent Superman kind of thing. He puts those glasses on. He's got a little nice like, he looks more like he belongs as a professor at a college than a professional soccer player. And it threw me off, and my brain just kept like not rebooting at that time of night.
Yeah, that's why, like, if you've watched or listened to that interview at this point, that's why I just literally had like nothing to say. I was so thrown off, not only by, you know, the fact that people were starting to come out and stuff like that, but just, yeah, his like you said, the soft-spokenness, and just, it was not what I expected. Like, I mean, he had a lot of great things to say, and I wish that I had been able to think better, but yeah, it was just, like, I would love to get a follow-up with him. I really do. You know, I messaged him after, you know, basically thanking him for being on, things like that, and said, you know, sorry we had to cut things short, and I did get a thank you for having me and stuff like that, and yeah, I would love to try and set something up, Skype, whatever, and just have a good conversation with him, because I think it would be very beneficial to learn more from him.
That's a pull down. Yeah, so my score for Sunday, I'm going to say, you're probably going to laugh at this, but 7-3 Utica.
Wow. So yeah, we literally are going completely opposite directions.
I mean, here's how Chihuahua's done away from home against like teams that are going to make the playoffs. 2 against San Diego. Even against Tacoma, who I think might be able to sneak in the back half. 4. Oh no, that was at home. 4-1. Kansas City, 2 goals. They got 7 on Milwaukee, but it took overtime. And Milwaukee was playing like their 3rd game in 5 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say they had a.
And Milwaukee's an older team. Nothing against that. It's just younger legs, a bit more depth, talent. Hopefully, with Utica. Chellier's not listed anymore on the injury. Maybe we get a chance to see him. Ooh, nice picking of the pocket there. Oh, bad pass from Kelvin.
Oh, he tried to get cheeky. He got a little cheeky, a little fancy there.
Yeah, and Chihuahua the first time at Tacoma only scored 4, and it took a shoot. Sorry, they scored 3. It took a shootout.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
That availability should just be for tonight.
Yeah, I would believe that'd be just for tonight and not the whole weekend. I personally, since he's listed as being out personal, I don't see him missing 2 of the biggest games of the season. I really don't.
I'm just disappointed it's back-to-back against Chihuahua because, again, I don't know how good their English is, so I don't get to do my fun heckling. I have to rein it in. There we go. Oh, I thought Sergio snuck that past him.
I still want to know why he's called Junior.
It's probably Sergio Pinal Jr. Yes, Caitlin.
You can probably get one of the refs, depending on who it is, though.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I can definitely heckle a ref or 3.
Oh, yeah, considering we have 2 games, and it probably won't be the same refs both times.
Come on. Oh, good idea. Just not quite. A little too much oomph on that one.
Yeah, some of the stuff's just not connecting. We're kind of having that issue again with things just not lining up. But again, as I've said earlier, there's a lot of changes on the roster tonight. So, not that should be an excuse, because next man up, but it's kind of an excuse. But it's no excuse to lose the game.
Come on, turn it.
Also, we're sorry we can't show you the game, but we don't really have the rights to rebroadcast that.
Yeah, so it's just easier to kind of do this where, maybe you guys just mute the broadcast and listen to us on your phones.
I am going to post a link to the broadcast so that anyone who is here, who isn't already watching and might not be subscribed, and there is the channel to, or there is the link to the live stream for the game. So you should be watching. It's good TV.
There we go. Kelvin split those to. He beat Joey, but Joey caught up.
Yes, he did. He also wasn't running full speed either. I mean, that was a jog.
Camera's not great, but you can still see Joey just sprinting.
Listen, Joey's an older guy, but he's still a good talent. I mean, he's one of the best on their team. So I still wish that he was. I still wish that he was around in Utica. Like, I'll never not say that. Some people don't like him, but I've always liked Joey. He had this air about him in the first season, but once he opens up, he's a fantastic guy.
Is that Scylla playing for them?
Ah.
I know they added Omar Scylla, who used to play for Baltimore. Yep. And I just saw someone out there without a number on. Strikers up 2-0 on the Outlaws, by the way.
You mean Ozzy?
Or Ozzy in it. Yeah, why am I thinking Omar Scylla?
Yeah, Ozzy is out there. Ozzy is on the roster, according to this, number 33. Okay.
I just saw the number without the name, so I assumed that was the guy they added from who used to play for the Blast.
Yeah, so Ozzy and Ang did get signed, and he is playing tonight.
6 is Riley Urey, who used to play for Krajishnik in their outdoor leagues.
He played for
Empire last year, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know that name.
Yeah, he was traded as part of the deal to get the number 1 overall pick or something like that.
And this is not a knock to Harrisburg, but I will never not call Favila Bob Vila. That will always be ingrained in my brain, because every time I hear his name, that is immediately what I think is, oh, Bob Vila. Oh, there he is, Bob Vila.
No Favila.
Gonna make a shelf. Because I used to watch, like, every weekend, my dad was turning on Bob Vila, and I was watching that stuff and learning how to build something.
I'm glad to see Hugo drop the bleach blonde hair. Didn't work for him.
Yes. How about, I know we kind of already talked about this, but we didn't talk super a lot about it.
1 second. Okay, go.
She's coming Saturday.
Okay.
And Sunday she's gonna spend all night.
Okay. Oh, she's coming home with you? Okay.
Step on the couch.
Okay. Let's find Mimi. We're good. Kate's just gotta go. Said you gotta, right?
No.
No? Okay. Wow, how have we not gotten the media time? There it is.
What was I gonna say?
Sorry, I was getting flagged down.
No, it's fine. I just don't remember what I was talking about now. Avila. Oh, All-Star game.
Yeah.
Did not expect Stinson to come in with no hair. He had pink hair not too long before, and then all of a sudden it is gone. And I'm like, who is that? I see Empire. I'm like, is that Stinson? Yep, sure was. I never even thought to ask him too. I'm like, where did the hair go?
Man, that place was packed. But yeah, everyone we talked to really liked it. And
oh yeah.
Hey, what's your thoughts on the playoff packages that have been announced?
I haven't even seen them.
So for a non-season ticket member holder, the cheapest seats available at the moment, I think they're going to be. It was confirmed they will be doing single game tickets as well, but if you want a 3-day pass to all 6 games, it's $225, which sounds bad. It does.
For 6
But
games, I mean, you take
$75
that
a day, plus taxes and fees.
Yeah.
Like $40 a day.
Yeah.
Like, it's not terrible, all things considered. But like, our seats at Utica are like $25.
And you also have to think about the locale as well. I mean, you know, it's a different area. It's a potentially more expensive area. Definitely more than around here for sure. Going to be, you know, more we'll call it expensive area. So
I mean, like, if
you know, you got to take that into account.
I figure if you're dropping, you know, $500 on round ticket flights, give or take, plus a hotel for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, another, you know, it's just a shame that if you want to go out there, you know, you basically have to plan on plus food, a $1,500 weekend.
Yeah.
Rental vehicle or Ubering. Yeah, I'd love to go, but poof, that's not going to be feasible.
No. Yeah. Hotel rates will definitely be high that weekend, and yeah, I mean, food bill is going to be, especially depending on how many people you got going too. I mean, you have to figure, you know, if you're bringing like you and a kid, you know, you and one of your children or something, because you want them to see the playoffs or whatever, then I mean, and it's, you know, you double that for not so much the hotel, but the food and the tickets and stuff. I mean, it can multiply pretty quick.
All right.
So
back to you, up to Kelvin, nothing doing, and he's switching off.
I'm seeing a little bit of reliance on Kelvin to make things happen tonight, and I don't like it. I think I almost said it feels like some of the rookie talent is kind of, you know, going more towards him, but there really isn't too much rookie talent on this roster right now, on the field right now. You know, there are a couple, but they should, yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting game. We always struggle with Harrisburg, though. You know, whether it's home or away, we struggle with them. We still somehow
Cameron, get on
tend
the ball.
to find the win.
Yeah.
But we tend to find the win. I mean, you know, we've done well for a couple seasons now in a row. But God, stop.
Let's just lean back. Lean back.
Yeah. Let's not lean back. Lean forward. Lean somewhere else. And of course, you know, I just thought of something. Since we were talking All-Star Game.
Yeah.
You know, for those that are interested, the jerseys are up.
At auction started at $100 a jersey. You know, I have it on good authority that the reason the jerseys are the way they are is because the league went to Capelli and are like, these are the ones we want. Here's our rosters. And Capelli went, we don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Which, it just makes me wonder, like, why weren't we trying to do this earlier? At least firm up the design.
I think they wanted to have everything sublimated. And so, like, yeah, I feel like they probably should have just got the jerseys done and then done the iron-on numbers and names like they ended up doing anyway.
Yeah.
But from what I was told, it's also pretty common for this to be an issue with Capelli.
Okay.
Nice shot there, Amati.
Okay,
Test the
I'll take
keeper.
that.
Fourth quarter, I might get slightly annoying. I kind of want to do a little play-by-play.
Oh god. Okay.
We might as well
Okay.
try, instead of just reactions. Lean back.
Who
That was a
was
Mahdi.
that? I didn't even see. Was it him? Okay, so he had
He had a
one
good shot,
and
then he
one
shot
not
it
so
at a
good.
45-degree angle. How does Pat Healy
we
still
still
have
have our
like a
challenge,
20-year-old face and haircut, and yet he's in his 40s?
The sweater vest keep him young. Even though he's not wearing one tonight, it's the sweater vest. They keep him youthful.
He's another guy. If you bumped into him onto the street, you'd never think, oh, he's a soccer player. Is that like adjunct professor kind of look?
Yeah, he really does. This is why watch-alongs are hard.
Yeah, they are.
It's when there's nothing really going on. There's not much to talk about. That's one of the.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Into the. Oh,
Pinal,
how do you miss that?
Like I said, it's what I've been mentioning all night. We're having trouble connecting on different plays, and it was yet again showcased right there.
Oh, no. Oh.
The defensive clearance? No.
We were in front of the yellow
It
line.
was far enough forward. Yeah, that's good at least. I also wonder how much these guys are really pushing tonight.
Knowing they have 2 more games this weekend.
Tough games. You're gonna make him move back like a quarter inch? Okay. I mean, when the ref was taking those steps, it's like, okay, you stepped right up next to him. It's like then he knew just how far back he needed to be, and then you made him move back.
How did you kick that in that direction, Gio? That is some. There's got to be some flexibility there that I did not see from the camera angle.
36-11 for Sogs? What?
Yeah, Utica has controlled this for most of the game. A couple slip-ups, but like they just can't finish again.
Nothing on that. Yeah.
Caitlin, get your mind out of the gutter.
It lives there. I was like,
Andrews made 1 save. Babukar made 2.
Oh, Andrew.
Taylor. Yeah.
Different Andrew.
So they've gotten 4 shots to the goal.
That was a handball. That was an unintentional handball for Juan. Even I saw that on the broadcast.
Oh, Nilton.
Oh. Oh, it wasn't.
No, like, wait, why is no one getting the ball? It's in the corner. Can't be doing that, bro.
Oh, end of the quarter. I was like, why do we all stop?
They're going to take a quick little break, then we'll be right back. You like my Mocky Mock Wallboard?
All right.
It's kind of breathy, Gotta talk fast, like you in a hurry. Emphasis at the end of the word.
You concern me. Are you okay? No, me neither.
Okay. So
I want to see more.
Sunday, snowblowed. Came home, went to snowblow again, and there must have been some snow left in the chute that with that freeze froze up. We'll just dead. Monday, I bring the snowblower inside. Want to make sure that I can get the belt off and get it replaced.
Yeah.
I'm going online. I'm searching. The closest one for a Napa was Cortland. The closest one for Lowe's was Oneonta. Luckily, my father found it at a little hardware shop in Herkimer. Shout out Collis's. We found the exact one. He ran it up through that nightmare weather. Get it in. Go out, start snow blowing. stops working again in 10 minutes. Didn't notice it until last night, sitting on the step, because I had to bring the snowblower in my apartment. You know how small this place is.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on
Oh,
the
yeah.
steps to go upstairs, and there's a single bolt that we forgot to put back in, and it's the belt retention one.
Oh
So
no.
I had to bring it back in today, let it thaw out again, take it all apart, put the belt back in place. Yesterday, my dad drove up with my grandfather's snowblower because it was bigger, newer, better. It still took us an hour to clear out, and we had half of the snowblowing done.
So, some of my adventures this past week, since we're talking snow, because for those that don't know, we got a lot of it in the past, specifically in the past like week, but we've gotten a lot of it this season. I mean, like Matt said, we're sitting on 200 and what inches?
221.2 officially.
Yeah, so that's a lot for us. Now, granted, that's like over the course of the season, not just like sitting out there right now, but we have a lot of snow sitting out there right now too. And I ended up on Tuesday. I had to have my driveway snowblowed by a skid steer, like basically one of those like heavy industrial pieces of equipment with a big freaking snowblower on it. Got it way down further than I would have been able to get rid of a bunch of that ice. So I had that snowblowed, and then that afternoon I had someone come by and or that evening actually come by and clear off my roof because I had so much snow on my roof. Well, guess where that snow
Right
went?
into your driveway?
Right into my walkway.
Yeah.
And my driveway. My walkway was completely filled in. And I then spent from 7:30 that night until about 10:30 snow blowing my driveway and that walkway. Probably about 2.5 of those hours was just the walkway. And I basically tunneled my way through, hard shovel, snow blower. And it just was that on repeat for 2.5 hours, tunneling my way through. And then I was so exhausted at the end of it. For whatever reason, I was wired and I couldn't get to sleep. And so I was up like all night.
Yeah, I had a
95 inches in 8 days. That does not surprise me with what we've been dealing with. We're just getting dumped on this season.
Awful.
I'm sure it's great for the kids. I'm sure they're having a blast. A blast, even.
We yesterday I got called into work early. Someone else called out. So to cover that person, the guy that I was working with was going down there. I had to go into cover for him. So I go, realize I get out to the car, forgot to put my belt on. Not trying to deal with that. Come back inside.
Yeah.
As I'm pulling my key out to open the door, the roof slides.
Oh.
Well, I could have been dead if I was 5 seconds later, or at least severely concussed from all those icicles coming down and everything.
Hey, we know this. We know somebody that has been mildly concussed. Also, did you just see Joey fighting with Juan there?
Oh no, actually, I was looking at you on the screen and not watching the game.
Oh no, I was just watching that. Like Joey was giving Juan a run for his money there. He was all over him. That was nice.
Come on.
Mr. wanting to, do play and not doing so good.
That's Nate Bordeaux with the ball, carrying it upfield.
No.
You gotta go with that transatlantic sports
Walking.
broadcast accent. Utica up 2-1 here with 13:50 remaining in the fourth. And the ball is picked by Dom Francis on a bad pass from Wanalama. Forces him to his right. Shot blocked. No goal. Harrisburg still with the ball. Up in the air. It's loose. 50-50. A rebounding shot goes nowhere.
Why do you sound
I appreciate the follow.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're definitely staying on top. of the
Alaba
ball.
carries it through the
I give him
box.
credit there.
Left-footed pass off the boards, and it is intercepted.
Yeah. Yet again, it seems like they're struggling with that with the errant passes tonight for sure. Like Nate right there, for instance. I don't know if Nate, unless he was looking for it in his peripheral, I don't know if he just kind of kicked that ball out without actually looking. But that could have been another situation where he passed it right to the foot of someone else, and they just went in for it.
There we
shot.
go.
That's what we want to see. We want to see. I mean, it wasn't a great clear, but it was a clear.
Yeah, I mean, it went upfield. It crossed mid. Just didn't get to it.
And where
boom ball. Let's just play it in the corner and go get it.
That was a lot of. That one had a lot of bounce left on it, and unfortunately, it just did not work out for
anybody.
Dantas at all. Specifically Dantas, because he was the one that was trying to bring
there
it back.
There we go.
Jesus, look at
Pat
Healy just.
Dantas. Oh my lord!
In the box.
Takedown in the box.
I mean, that was a good effort. That last shot, at least he tried, but that was very unlikely to land. But yeah, that Pat Healy was very animated there on the bench. Which, I mean, he can be. A lot of the time I see him being pretty, I want to use a good word.
Vocal?
No, I was going to say, I didn't want to say animated again.
Fired up?
I wasn't going to say fired up, but it was just like energetic.
Sean Pantone.
I had a word in mind. I just can't think of it. But he's always very energetic, passionate. He seems to show a lot of passion as a coach on the bench. He gets very, fired up on the bench, and I like that. Don't get me wrong.
Dangerous set piece here.
Yeah.
Just outside the arc, 3-man wall.
Joey's not in the corner. Joey's not on the back post.
There he is.
Never mind. There he goes. Everybody is just getting under that ball tonight. It just seems like both sides are trying out for the Bills.
Jets, Giants, any of them.
Yep. I only said Bills because
we're upstate, and you tell anyone from up here about the teams down there, and they're like, they're not New York teams. They play in Jersey.
I mean, I don't like any New York team, period. So, yeah. It's funny. Anytime I discuss this game with, I've got some my Irish friends from Ireland that live in Ireland, that like to watch these games, and I will kind of watch along with them and stuff. And
not enough on that one, Amadi.
Anytime I'm explaining this game to them or talking about this game, I'm always very strict to myself about comparing this, talking about this, and then having to talk about like American football. I'm always saying football versus American football.
Come on, Amadi. Beat him.
Come on.
Kerstetter just got the better of him there. Lost footing.
I think if he had maybe just tried going forward, I don't know, just rip it.
There we go, Belliard. Nice little give and go between him and Kelvin.
Just rip it. That's what I like to see. Take those
just
chances.
A nice little worm burner. I don't think it's hard to say we have our stat that tells the story in this one, which is the shots on goal differential.
Oh, well, don't say that until it's over.
Yeah, there's still time. 2 goals is not enough in this league. 3 goals is not enough in this league. Heck, we've seen 5 goals not be enough in this league.
Yeah, I was going to say, taking it from Philly. There is no lead that seems to be safe in this league, unless it's like Chihuahua with 21 goals. You know,
Tom Harris
you
with the
think it's
ball,
crazy.
left-footed, nice.
You think it's crazy seeing Hugo Silva going for that shot, but look what Brian Orozco did in Empire for the game winner.
Yeah, his first career goal is a game winner in
previous
overtime.
game. Yes, like, so don't sleep on keepers scoring goals, because they absolutely, they absolutely can. I think honestly, right there, if Healy hadn't already thrown his challenge, I bet he challenges that. But only Utica has challenged at this point. Malcolm Harris standing over the ball.
Francis ripped a shot, blocked by the wall, back into the corner. Oh, into the middle, dangerous. Riley Uri with the ball, 50-50, Isak.
That's a little scary.
Silva, soft pass, given up. Riley Uri takes it away. Bar down and out.
Ding dong. Wow.
That would have been good for the crossbar challenge last week.
That bounce was all on the
Burger
outside,
with the ball,
too.
left foot. I don't know where that was going.
Out of here.
That's a glancing, so I was going to say that should be a corner. Yeah.
They're pointing to the goal. Right?
Huh. Yeah, they are. Goalkeeper distribution.
Bar down, just in front of the line and out.
Wow.
Oh, finally we got a good camera angle on something.
Yeah, really. That was a good camera angle for that one.
And
That's going out. I was like, that's got too much on it, and there's nobody there to stop it. That's enough out of you.
I came home with a migraine last night. By the time I got it to go away, that whole I'm not tired thing had set in. Like, so I ended up reading until like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to finish the arc of the manga that I was reading. And before I knew it, I was I don't know. Oh
no! Yeah, that's a painful one. That one hurts.
Oof. Oof.
Ozzy and that. It wasn't really Ozzy with his first goal.
Yep. Back to 1-goal game.
Although I'm a little surprised with what happened.
A soft pass from Nilton.
Yeah. Like I said, we gotta get these passes.
Yeah, that was soft and away from him. Like, Taylor did not react in time for that, and
then right in between his legs. Ooh, come on, guys, gotta refocus.
It was down in the back.
I was gonna say there was some contact, because when Keaton lined up for the shot, he caught him right in the
Achilles.
Like. And it wasn't intentional. Clearly, he was going for the shot, and I mean, there's no malice behind it, so of course there's not gonna be a card or anything like that for that. I was surprised that they didn't call a foul there, but at the same time, again, it was unintentional.
That DiMatteo or DiMatteo?
Looks like it. I could not get a good look.
Number 18. I think they've always pronounced it DiMatteo, but there's a restaurant in Rome with the exact same spelling. That's DiMatteo's.
DiMatteo's.
I'm like, I don't know.
Oof.
Is it that?
DiMatteo's is so good, though.
Never been.
I would recommend it. Bring cash.
Okay.
Because they are a cash-only last I was there, it was a cash-only place, just because they just didn't want to pay
Credit
for
card fees, yeah.
credit card fees and the having the machines and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
no fryers either.
Nothing to see
Last
there.
I knew.
No intent.
So all they had was basically burgers and other stuff, but yeah, no like fried food or anything. So because they literally just didn't have fryers. Great little hole in the wall place though. I don't know.
All right, this
is a tough game to have a watch along for because it's just such a back and forth, and when there isn't much going on in between the back and forth, it's just running the length of the field.
we should have tried to get Ray to join us. Ray, come do play-by-play for this. We'll be color commentary.
Harrisburg's definitely getting pretty aggressive.
Here we go, Calvin.
They're definitely
Left,
pushing me out.
right. Oh, it's safe from Hugo.
Oh. Yeah.
Gio to reset, back to Taylor.
And of course, you figure you got two, considering this is their first games, you've got two goalkeepers that are very fresh on are very, I don't want to say shaky on their feet. But...
Okay, now the foul was on Stevens there. I was going to say, did they call the foul on Francis? Because he had the ball. It was a clean takeaway.
Yeah, that would have been a little weird. But, we of course have two goalkeepers that are very
Oh, that was scary.
Yeah, that was scary. All Joey had to do was like
Gio, what
slide
just
into that
happened there,
forward.
man? Did you just try to get too fancy and trip over the ball? Because you're looking hurt right now.
He's limping right now, too. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Null's hit.
Marty. Oh. Took a little too long to settle that.
Well, he also got a little bit knocked off his feet there.
It's good to keep it.
Whoever was running by. So
just a little. It gave Hugo enough time to get set.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things we have talked about a lot in this for this team. Is
nice kick. Kick save.
They do take a lot of time to settle instead of just taking the shot. And yeah, I know he's been playing for the M2 team. I've seen him playing. But at the same time, it's like we always talk about, M2 and M1, if you want to call it that, are very different leagues. And then we've seen that time and again when we've seen, like, Rochester, for instance, when they tried to come up. They dominated last season in M2, but when they came up here, I mean, they struggled to win a single game. So, it's definitely a different. It's a pretty big step up. So he's so far stepping up, which we like to see.
All right, Somo dispossessed.
I was gonna say both of them.
That's a foul.
That's a foul. Both of them have a goal against them now. They both have one against. So they're not doing bad for their first outing. But they just need to keep it up for another 6.5 minutes.
No.
Nice
dive there, Taylor.
Nice save. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it was much of a save, but he stopped the play.
Come on, Datas, you can get that.
Where's his support? Like, it felt like he was literally up there by himself, and then people were
superstructure.
Superstructure. If I remembered what each of my buttons does, I would have definitely played that. But it's been so long since I've used this soundboard, I'm afraid to try them because I don't know what they do. And of course, I've used this, I use this when I was streaming and stuff like that, so there can be some odd ones in there. Field goal.
6:05
Shooting for the
remaining.
field goals
Media
again.
timeout, it sounds like.
Yeah, it would be
Yep.
about time for it.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I figured. No, we're seeing a lot of air balls in this one from both sides.
Which has just been a
And-
theme.
Yeah, nobody's like Steve said, nobody's leaning over the ball. Wow, 3-0 Empire.
Yeah, but it's the Outlaws.
Just give it to me for once. God,
I
like seeing my second team winning.
Yeah, I just enjoyed it so much that I listened to Goals and Boards last week, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm tired of this Empire strategy. It's obviously not working. They're giving up too many goals. Baltimore's getting Diegues back. If it's not this weekend, it'll be soon. It'll be a big win to bounce back from the Utica loss, and then Baltimore lost in overtime."
To the
strategy.
Because they got scored on by their keeper. Oh.
Yeah.
That hurts. I feel for that one. Oh, that one. That sucks. No, what do we have? Just kind of give me updates from the other games since this one is currently on pause. Empire, as I mentioned, is up 3-0 against the Outlaws. Are they at halftime or are they?
Halftime.
Yeah, they're at they must be at. Yeah, they're at halftime. And we have goals from Marco Fabian, Alan Perez, and Randy Martinez.
Well, Steve, if you want to fix that, all you got to do is pause the live stream from Utica and Harrisburg for like 30 seconds or whatever, and then we'll be lined up with them.
Yeah.
And you can get the broadcasts all set.
Yes, delay your broadcast.
No, delay
so
the MASL broadcast to sync up with ours.
No, I know, but it's his instance of the broadcast.
Well, it's easier to do that than try to delay up. Because you can't.
Try and speed us up.
Because you physically can't.
I could.
Really? With all the issues we've had tonight, you want to risk that?
Yeah, no, I'm not taking any chances, but I'm just saying it's doable. Because there's what is it? There's a setting that I can use that basically
to turn off latency, basically. Get it as
low latency mode. I've used that before and it works good. It's just with everything else that we have.
And you telegraphed that pass. And that's why Don picked it off. Thank you, Mark Kadlachek, for being an extra defender for us and getting us that ball.
Yes, we quite appreciate that.
Playing advantage. Kelvin down, has the ball back up.
Calvin's back up and moving. What do you think of Nate so far? With his return to the turf this season. I feel like I have my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
I think the leadership is there, and the results aren't. Like, he and Gio are pretty much on par for what they've... I mean, Gio might have actually given more at this point, but they're both kind of just there to run the offense, and it hasn't resulted in much of anything for either of them.
Yeah, I kind of...
Nate has been better defensively, though.
Yes.
Like, I know he's a midfielder, but he's more of a defensive midfielder. Honestly, if he comes back for another season, just move him to defense full time.
Right. Oh, yeah, that was a 3-line. I didn't even think about that. That was a 3-line pass. Yeah, I definitely agree about being a bit more defensive. I feel like he's been more reserved than he has in past seasons. And that could be, age. That could be just, thinking more air ball, golden receiver.
Didn't even make Hugo try to stop it.
And that could be just, just being cautious for himself, for his own longevity. Not so much longevity in the sport, but just, he's got a lot of life to live after the sport. And, he doesn't want to do it with from a wheelchair. So I completely understand if he's being intentionally more reserved in his play. But he's definitely done well defensively, but he hasn't been as much of a, like you said, offensive asset to kind of set things up, set plays up, things like that. And yes, the leadership has absolutely been there, it does seem.
You needed to get that to Silva.
Yeah.
There we go, Silva.
I think.
Man, that hurt.
How?
You broke the defender's ankles, and he fell in front of you.
And he laid down in front of you. He laid down and took a nap.
You beat him so well that he still won. I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah. And it's a penalty on us. Yeah, it's a penalty. Yep. That's going to be a penalty on Juan knocking down
I'm
Joey.
throwing the challenge flag on that. You can watch Joey stick his butt out to draw that contact. That's obstruct. He obstructed Juan on that one.
Must be calling a timeout.
Must be.
I don't know if it was Utica or if it was
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg, but somebody called the timeout. I'm looking forward to going down there. Because that's a week and a half out for me.
I was hoping to be there tonight, but life got in the way.
About a week and a half, 2.5 weeks. Not the 1st, but the 8th. We're going down there. So we're going down there for the 8th where they play against Baltimore and the 9th where they play us. So that's going to be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to watching in person a game other than one of our own. I don't know who I'm rooting for, though, in the Harrisburg-Baltimore game. I really don't. I don't think I'm rooting for either. I think I'm just rooting for Sogs.
Oh, I'm rooting for... Not rooting for Harrisburg. I'm rooting against Baltimore.
Yeah, but my problem there is, and you know this, I had a lot of people I like on both teams. But when you're at a game and you don't have as much stake in a game that your team is not.
I mean, I've gone to AAA games in Syracuse where it's just to hey, I want to go watch a baseball game, and I don't care about the Mets, but they'll be playing now they're the Worcester Red Sox. So I'm obviously rooting against the Red Sox in that one, even though they're both Yankee rivals. It's just one's historically a bigger rival.
What did you call them?
The Woo Sox. The AAA team used to play in Pawtucket, but they moved to Worcester.
I was gonna say, yeah, Worcester.
Worcester.
I was gonna say, don't you hit me that with that Worcester. I'm like, this isn't Ric Flair country.
Worcester.
It's like Worcester.
It's a shame.
I got corrected for that when I went to Boston one time, and they're like, "Oh, Worcester."
You gotta talk like Marky Mark.
And then ever since I've been on point.
Get yourself
with
some donkeys.
Worcester. We do get ourselves some.
With your khakis, leave your car keys in your khakis. Drive on the parkway, park at the driveway. All right.
I don't know if it's just me. I always feel like people are hanging off of Banal. I always feel like he's getting grabbed. Because I always see, his shirt coming off and things like that.
Ooh.
Good
Yeah.
save.
The thing that makes Hugo clearly the better option than Navarrete, they're both really good going to ground, but Hugo's taller, so he doesn't have as much issues covering the high shot as Navarrete does.
Yes, agreed. Nice knee through the corner, but still, it wasn't a goal. So that was a nice knee.
3 minutes left. This is a good spot to pull if they wanted to go 6 attacker. Doesn't look like it. Pat Healy trusting his offense.
Yep. Joey going for the corner.
Right across the box. Nobody there. That's going to be a defensive clean.
And that's a...
Yeah, okay. Off of the... Are they calling a foul?
Are they giving that to
Yeah,
us?
I don't...
How? Are they saying it was a glancing? Like, it didn't look like it. You know what? I'll take it. But that doesn't make any sense to me. That one's confusing.
I don't...
I kind of want to just go back and look at that one again. Okay, yep, that's them dribbling up. Yep. There's that. Come on. There's the corner.
Goal kick. Goal distribution.
Yeah, it quite literally looked like... of course, we couldn't see who kicked that ball, in fairness. Because the boards were blocking it. So we don't know for sure who kicked that ball. We know what it looked like from our perspective, and it looked like it should have been a Harrisburg ball. But...
Hey, once again, Kaplicek getting in the way for Utica.
I was going to say, Bob Vila just definitely shoved him over. Or he kind of went, Penal kind of went with it too, but... Get out of the way.
No. Ooh, good rip.
Okay, made him work for that one.
You see how that started to dive down at the end of it too?
Yeah. No, that would, if he hadn't saved it, it was
Had a
going
little
in.
knuckleball on that one.
That was actually, I thought it was going to be another air ball. I'm going to be honest. It looked like it initially. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, this is right on target. That was nice.
Here comes the corner. Oh, my Lord. Right through everybody.
Two corners. Not necessarily back to back, but straight through everyone.
Over the boards.
And an air ball. If he was a little further back,
or if the boards were a little taller. Yeah, Everton not happy with that one.
We need the big green monster. Since we're talking, Boston, we got to have the big green monster of turf. Somebody's got to have those
lost
tall
the ball.
boards.
It went back into the horse area, and it's not returning.
The horses are eating it now. For those that don't know, Harrisburg is played in basically a farm show arena, so that's why we can make those jokes. Nothing against Harrisburg's arena. Like I think it's a nice little arena. I like it.
It's like the indoor version of the midfield at either the Herkimer or Oneida County fairs, just with better seating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still smells like a barn. Poor communication on that one. Yep. Passed it to someone headed to the bench. 1.5 minutes remains.
This is still too. This is kind of.
We only need 7 goals to get it up to your total.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I only need 3.
Not even close.
4. Sorry.
Yet again, we always seem to struggle.
There we go. Come on, Gio. There we go.
There we go.
Finally, Gio finds the net. All he had to do was grow out the beard and get rid of the cornrows. And
what was your score again?
6-2 or 6-4.
Okay. Well, you're definitely going to be closer, but yeah, neither one of us was on target on that one. So you're definitely taking the win tonight. I'm just calling it now. Like,
I'll take that 7-6 lead.
There's no chance for me.
Here comes Harrisburg 6 attacker. Let's open it up, boys. Let's get to 6-2.
You just want to see that 6.
I just don't want to see 7.
No, not 6 attacker.
Yeah, Hugo going to be used to 6
Hugo's still
attacker?
out. Unless they're calling timeout.
Timeout here, okay.
Trying to set up something. I mean, they could very quickly turn it into a 1-point game again.
Quick note, San Diego. You see how they have that big white logo in the middle of the turf, and it's not blinding? Fix your whiteness settings.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And your contrast. And you know what? Just get rid of the white boxes.
And the drone.
The drone.
Return it. I don't know.
I'll take the drone. Let me use it
settings-
for like outdoor photography, and you'll have better looks than you get from that game without the motion
Yeah, in
sickness.
some settings, drones are
Mhm.
great. You know, I enjoy them, but not for them for some reason. It's just it doesn't work. That's just my thought.
All right, minute 11 to go. 71 seconds.
71
goal lead.
seconds.
Utica.
Still not pulling 6 attacker, but they do have Hugo very far up. I mean, he is basically playing a 6 attacker
Yeah.
at this point. So they're just not bothering.
Which we did see Navarrete scored against us last year.
Yes, he did. Yep.
And yeah, Calvin.
Yeah, that's.
What?
No.
Come on. Yeah. He's last. There's no defender. That's got to be a blue. That was a tactical foul from behind. Is it a soft blue? Yes.
Here comes.
It's a blue.
There's
There
the
it is.
pocket. There it is. I was gonna say I saw him digging around in the pocket. You basically have to call that at that point. That's just.
It's a soft blue, absolutely, but by the rules of the game, last defender.
And look who's stepping up to take it.
And a shootout awarded. Oh,
Yeah. Calvin was stepping up to take that one immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, I want that goal, thank you.
like you understand why Harris did it, but
Was that Harris? That's
is
not
it Harris? No, who's 88 for their team?
Harris is right there. That was, I think, Riley Urey. I think.
I thought I was wearing 88.
Mike
Like,
DeSilva.
okay,
You're right. I just threw a name out there. I'm gonna
you are
be
right. It's
honest
Mike
with you.
DeSilva.
Well, no, I said when I said Riley Urey, but then I actually looked it up real fast.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, that little stutter step.
Harris is 77. That's why. I just knew it was the double digits, or the back-to-back digits for one of them. Couldn't remember which.
I don't see him getting the hat trick, Steve, unless they goof up and give him the ball again. But I mean, he's one off.
Look, I'll take
So all
2
he gotta
goals
do
and
is
an
just make
assist.
another mistake. Yeah. He's got 3 points.
Yeah. You know, that basically ices the game.
Yeah. Or no, he's got according to the stat sheet, he's actually got 2 assists. So he's got 4 points on the night.
Yeah, I must have given him the one that bounced off of Hugo's glove.
Yeah, it's saying the Belliard goal and the Albert. Well, Gio, he definitely.
Oh yeah,
had
no,
his
the
this
Belliard
time.
was the give and go.
Yeah. So.
Go.
Ooh.
Come on, Nate.
If they had connected on that one. They're definitely. Oh. No
Wow.
way. What?
Wow.
Okay, that was a few parts luck and a
Nate.
little bit
Thanks,
of.
Kelvin. 4, 3, 2, game.
Yeah.
5-2.
All right. Well, we knew you were going to be closer. So there was no question there.
It's been so long. I finally got back on top.
Well, it was an interesting game. Like we already talked about, like we already talked about, we definitely, in my opinion, did not play 60 minutes of soccer for sure. Definitely more of a defensive game. Lots of shots.
So with a game in hand, we're going to be 2 points behind Milwaukee in the standings. 5 points behind Baltimore. 7 behind Kansas City. With 2 games in hand, 8 points behind San Diego. It should be 7 points.
That one's never going to let down.
That one was as blatant as the one that brought about the birth of Under Review.
Yeah.
Officials just not able to official. Oh, God. I just realized he's one of the most senior officials, which means he's probably going to get some pretty good playoff assignments.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be like him and Miller for all of those games.
And they're in San Diego.
Everybody talks about the NFL script.
Well, I mean,
all right. Well,
that basically does it for us, right?
We'll do our quick recap here, hit the quick 4, and get out of here. It takes care of us, and then we only have to cover the Chihuahua games next week.
Yep, that's fair.
All right, Brandon, stat that tells the story.
Well, I wasn't going to say it before, but it's definitely, the SOGs. It's definitely the shots on goal. I mean, we definitely had a lot of possession that game. We didn't make a lot out of it, but we possessed and we took those shots. According to the stat sheet, I mean, you're basically looking at 49 shots for Utica to Harrisburg's 23. So big difference there. So that's what I would have to go with. Now, granted, again, like I said, we didn't make anything of them, but we took them. We tried.
Yeah, I mean, they did well. They did very well in this one. Offensively, they controlled the story. They just couldn't find the net in the first half for one reason or another. The passing was still kind of sloppy.
There were a lot of field
goals. But I'm going to give... It's going to sound hard to say, but I'm giving this one to Andrew Taylor. 9 saves on 10 attempts. Babu didn't get tested there in the first half. And that's credit to the defense and how much the offense controlled the pace of things. But as Harrisburg got more into it offensively, you got to give it up for the goalkeep.
Yeah, no, he definitely stepped up. No question at all.
Play that changed the game?
I don't know. I mean, I thought the one that was going to change the game was Ozzy scoring, considering I thought that was going to be the start of something and a potential turnaround. But, the fact that we were able to bring it right back, actually, I shouldn't say we were able to bring it right back. It took another almost 10 minutes, but we were able to start the scoring back in our favor. I don't know, there wasn't like a defining play in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one, I'm going to give it to the Kelvin goal that started the second half. Less than a minute in.
No, play that changed the game for me was that one very late in the fourth quarter that we kept out.
Right there at the end.
Because that could have changed things. I mean, they could have scored off of that, and then You know, I can't remember if that wasn't before
It was after the shootout.
it was after the shootout. I mean, I think that you never know. I mean, they could have. For some reason I thought it was earlier, but that could have, you know, we've seen Stranger Things, so that could have really started something. So the fact that was able to be kept out, I'll take that.
What needs to change moving forwards?
The accuracy and the what's the word I'm looking for? Get some oomph behind those passes. You know, purpose, pass with purpose, and not just. God, there was a lot of lazy passing, and that we cannot have that, especially against Chihuahua.
A little home cooking in this one for the 3 stars. Calvin gets the first star, no surprise there. Hugo second, Malcolm Harris third. Okay, Malcolm did give you a lead that held up for a while. You know, all of 2 minutes. It just felt longer because of halftime.
Well, I guess the question is who else would you give it to? If you look at points-wise...
Andrew Taylor.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, it's only half a game, but it was a good half of the game.
Yeah, 90%. I mean, 9 saves, 1 goal against. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, you got Juan with 4 blocks and an assist. There's another guy right there. If you want to go more defensive for someone that played the whole game.
Yep.
On the Harrisburg side,
De
Silva,
really
5
wasn't.
blocks. Kerstetter, 4 blocks. They had some good defensive plays. They limited Utica to 5, but their offense couldn't get it done.
Yeah, but we also know that a lot of the time it goes to the offensive players versus the defensive.
Yeah.
Most cases, which is a bit silly, just because the offensive guys always get it's the goals and assists that get the most attention in this league, and not the other stuff that helps to not make goals not happen.
Yeah, I'm not saying Hugo doesn't. Hugo definitely deserves a star. 5 goals on 30 shots. That's not adding up, though. How does he have 26 saves, 5 goals allowed, which would be 31 shots, but he's only faced 30?
Don't ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about passes needed to be cleaned up. I'm going back to the good old fashioned. You got to start faster, guys. You got shut out for the first half again.
Yeah, getting shut out for 30 minutes is not what you
against
want to
a bottom 2 team in the standings.
Yeah.
Like, I've admitted, they're better than they were last year. They're closer to what they were 2 years ago. But they're not a complete team. There's not a lot of depth there.
Right.
You can't get pushed around you can't be held off for that long.
Yeah. Yet again, it's just coming down to we need 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We need 60 minutes out of these guys. And that's where we're struggling.
Positive takeaways? Yeah, you didn't have to send Andrew. You didn't send Gordy. You didn't send Santana. You got the win. You got 3 points, and nobody got injured.
Yeah, I would say that the biggest positive takeaway was going to be the fact that we had our 2 goalkeepers that we have not been able to see yet this season come into this, and that I can definitely be okay with.
Yeah. All right. So that's our recap on that one. Not a whole lot to say since we kind of talked about it as it happened, but
right.
That leaves us free for Chihuahua this weekend, and He's Brandon. I'm Matt. You know where to find us on social medias.
Yes, sir.
Should probably get around to making a Blue Sky and getting rid of that other account.
Nonsense.
It's getting a little too 1930s Germany on that one website.
Wow.
I know a little bit too much about history. It's not always the best.
Fair.
Yeah. Buy our
That's about
t-shirts.
Yeah.
Or stickers or whatever.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Sogs. Go Utica.
Dogs.
Thank you for listening to the Keeper's Corner podcast on whatever podcast app you use. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter or X, whatever you prefer to call it. We have a TeePublic shop where you can get UCFC player swag or help support the podcast. Thank you. We appreciate it. And one last thing, go Utica City.